Well, you're welcome. To the barber shop. You're welcome. To the barber shop.
Podcast episode number, looking at, I don't know, 226, 225, 227, maybe
237.
237. We are barnstorming through history from Boxo Studio every Wednesday, the Barbershop Podcast. We have a little show that has the very best in live original music from Hamilton and the surrounding areas, which, as you know, is a hotbed of live original music. We feature the very best, the stories and the songs of those individuals, and we do it faithfully. And tonight we're doing it a little bit different. We've been doing it for, I don't know, about 227, 228 weeks on Twitch TV, which is used almost exclusively by gamers. And giving it a shot on Facebook Live tonight. They went from half hour to up to 3 hours. And that fits our format perfectly. You're roughly about an hour and 10 minutes. Barbershop Podcast. Facebook Live, we're here. Incredible. I hope you're watching us on Facebook Live. If you are, share it with someone. Let them know that this is the dawn of a new era for Barbershop Podcast. Gary Greenland and Ryan Cannon in the control room as usual, controlling things. How are things, guys? Who's got the mic tonight? Gary again?
Yes.
Gary is all Mikey now.
Yes.
And it went from Ryan being the voice of reason back there to Gary being in control, because there is one mic per technical individual. Can't give them two mics because then the skew is out. We can't have the skew out because it's all about music. And tonight is no different. We've got Kyle Pacey in the house at Boxo Studio. He's brought his friend Gord Hall, and they're going to tell us about what they're doing, and they're going to lay down some of their music for us, and we're going to find out how you got here. How you doing, Kyle?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
Wonderful. Music is sometimes described as a cruel mistress. How's your relationship been with music? Did it grab you early? Were you infected and swept away with music, or how did it come into your life?
It was way back, but I'm not going to tell you how far back, Kevin. Well, I could.
But
I'll say Elvis Presley way back.
Yeah.
Johnny's Grill on Kenilworth Avenue back in 59 or 60. My parents would take me there. The lady would make me fried onions, and I'd stand by the jukebox and pretend I was, I think it was Dwayne Eddy, who was a huge hit back then, and I'm standing there doing this. I didn't even know what I was doing. And then I was kind of hyper, so my parents, well, let's get him start playing the guitar, so I started with guitar back in '62. And then the Beatles came out, and that says, that ruined it for me.
So you're lucky in that you had both of those influences, and we've had many people in. The younger guys will talk about Kiss and a band like that, and the guys my age and a bit older, it's the Beatles, that hit them between the eyes, and the ones a bit older than that, it was Elvis. Elvis really owned the airwaves and changed people's lives and made young guys want to be musicians. So you were like, you had a bit of a crossover.
Yeah, like Ottawa Street in the 50s, the Avalon used to be the Avon show.
Yeah.
They did have the movies at Elvis Presley. I really didn't know. I just knew that it was exciting for me. I didn't know what it meant, right?
Yeah.
But I've always played the guitar since 1962. And I don't know, it was the Beatles that really did it to me.
Yeah.
I was sorry, but the 60s were the greatest time. I'm probably still there.
Yeah.
To be honest with
So
you.
you hooked
Kevin,
up with a bunch of buddies in a band, and you started playing gigs and started playing band and started playing out. Oh, geez. How about you, Gord? Were you like the early inductee?
Well, I was kind of a late starter, I guess. I didn't start till I was about my mid-teens, and I got turned from folk music. And Bob Dylan and Joan Baez, and then I still wasn't playing anything, and then when Gordon Lightfoot come along, that finally hit me like a ton of bricks. I finally said, I got to learn to play. I got to learn to do that finger picking stuff and sing and play so that I could do it all myself. And then I got started in coffee houses And finally I got with a band, and out in BC, of all places. A bunch of guys were playing, and they invited me up in between their set because they didn't have any music to play in between. So they said, why don't you go up and do some of your own stuff? Started playing some of my stuff, and they all hopped up with me and started playing with me. And I go, wow, I'm hooked.
Infectious. It really is.
Oh, totally, yeah.
And how about you, Kyle? Were you a writer early on as well, or did you just like playing cover tunes?
I did mostly cover tunes. I started writing back, oh God, I don't know. Grade 8, Glen Echo School, I started writing my own songs, but a lot of cover tunes.
Yeah. So how's the, for you, it changed over the years? Like clearly you see the rise and the fall of live music. You saw how many places featured live music all across town. And there's not just little pockets like there are now.
No, I tell people back in those days, oh my God, Kevin, it's like I played all the time.
Yeah.
I played 4 nights a week. Wasn't great money, but I played all the time. Now it's not that much.
Not that much.
It's, I play in a few different bands, to get me by. One of the bands is Grammy nominated, as John Gora.
For sure.
I'm with him, and we play the States a lot and travel around, but I'm also trying to get my music, Kyle Pacey music, known. I've got a good following in the city now.
And you sure do. And you've got a bunch of songs that you're getting close to laying down another CD.
Yep, and that one there was nominated for the Hamilton Music Awards last year, 2016. Nominated as Best Pop CD of the Year.
Yep.
Which is pretty good.
Well, we're going to start off with a live tune.
All right.
So you want to get all strapped up.
Yeah.
Playing live music, and I guess I'll ask you, Gord. Playing with someone like Kyle, what do you look for when you come in as a bass player? You obviously don't want more headaches than joyful moments, right?
No, well, he's teaching me a lot of stuff because he's been more into jazz and funky stuff, and I've always played kind of more middle of the road folky stuff and that kind of thing. So I'm looking for new horizons right now.
It's really sweet the way you guys hook up together.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about, we'll let you hear yourself what some Kyle Pacey music sounds like,
Sure.
and then we'll talk about it after. What are you going to lead off with tonight, Kyle?
One song off the new CD. In fact, everything that we're doing live tonight, Keith, will be off the new. I just called you Keith. I'm sorry.
That's all right, Kevin.
Sorry, Kevin. Will be off the new CD. All stuff we're doing live, including this one here. This is called After the Fall. You can take that to mean what you want. After the Fall. Third World War? No. I don't know.
All
This
right.
is called After the Fall.
After the Fall, right here, right now on barbershoppodcast.com.
1, 2, 3. What will we do after the fall? Will we survive after the fall? Nothing can be done now. Bad day for all. Will we survive after the fall? Nowhere to run now, nowhere to hide. Farewell, my friends, now, nowhere to hide. Oh, look around now, tell one, tell all. What will remain after the fall? Nothing can be done now. Bad day for all. What will remain after the fall? Nowhere to run now, nowhere to hide. Farewell, my friends, now, nowhere to hide. Yeah. Oh, sweet woman, please comfort me. Nothing to do, what will be, will be. Nothing can be done now, that day for all will remain after the fall.
Yeah, and that's Kyle Pacey, After the Fall, right here on Barbershop Podcast. And we do it every week. We showcase live music, give you a little taste of what it's like to go into a club or a bistro, a pub, restaurant, someone featuring live music, sitting down, enjoying it, patronizing those places, and letting it grow. Sharing your love of live music. We do it here at barbershoppodcast.com. All right. Now, sitting here with a couple brothers in arms, music, Gord and Kyle. They have a CD, or there's a CD out. As we said, this one's off of you just heard was off of the new CD, the upcoming CD. This CD here is available at a few places around town. If you're in the Hammer, you can find it at Revolution Records on Ottawa Street. Acoustic Room, 144 James South, Flow Lifestyle Boutique, 598 Concession, and Picks and Sticks, of course. Jamie over there at Lock Street, 140 Lock. And check them out at Bandcamp or at Kyle's website. Always a good idea. Go to the website, kylepacey.com. Said your website's something to behold. It's nice.
It's really good.
It's really good. And that is something that you really have to think about, right? We had a fellow in who had charting success in the early 90s. He said it's so different because you just go out, you would do a video, you would get calls, you would play your gigs. It was kind of sustaining. It took care of itself. And now you have to be very strategic, very resourceful, and very creative when you are
yes, you do.
Working in what could be described as a shrinking market. So you have a sound. When people ask you, what do you sound like, what do you tell them?
Santana, George Benson, Al Jarreau, Earth, Wind and Fire, Prince, Boss Gags. Who's the guy? Al Green.
Al Green. A lot of influences.
The craziest thing, my biggest influence, would be the Moody Blues and Procol Harum from the 60s.
And
that just hit.
When you look at the charts for that 15-year era, there was such a diversity of music that was on the top 40 chart. When you would look at it, there would be stuff from across the board.
Was amazing.
And it was truly some of the great eras in music. Certainly doesn't have the homogeny that we experience today. Well, this is, as you said, a CD that was nominated for Hamilton Music Awards. We're going to play the first tune off it is the title track, So Close.
Thank you.
What do you want to tell us about that tune?
The song is crazy enough. Here's how nuts this is. You know the phrase, Kevin, close but no cigar. You'll hear the words on there. The whole song came from that phrase, close but no cigar. I sat down, stayed in my head, and someone says, how do you write the songs? It comes from inside of me, but not from me.
Yeah.
It's like it's in me. It's not from me. I just pull out what's already there. Honestly, you can tell you that at my age, and So Close is it's about a girl who lives in room 418. Got her in my mind because 13 is my favorite number, blah, blah, blah. So 418 is 13. Mm-hmm. Love numbers. It's close but no cigar. She'll be my girl, but she won't be my girl. So it's kind of so close but no cigar.
All right. It's great. It's real.
And I have great musicians on there. I have Neil Nikifor on bass. So Gord, I have another bass player on that CD named Kevin Christoph, who's on there, and Gord's be playing bass on my new CD. I also have on that CD Neil Nikifor on bass, and I have on that particular song you're going to hear Dan Lockwood's on drums. On that particular track you're going to hear, I also have Mike Slosky, who's the Bruce Coburn drummer, and Martha and the Muffins Echo Beach. He mastered that for me, and we're back together. He's with Bruce Coburn and Anna James. He's back.
Great
with me.
guy, so creative.
Well, yeah, he's back with me.
Such a great talent.
Because we remember from the 60s and 70s growing up.
Yeah.
So all these people I haven't seen for decades are coming back and helping me. So he's in the band. I got Darcy Hepner from Mohawk College. Me and Darcy, well, we're the same thing.
Yeah.
In fact, Mohawk College started in the 70s. I was the head guitar teacher. Supposedly then went back to a place called California. I had a choice to make, and I went back to my wife. It's a long story, Kelvin.
It's a long story, and there's songs to be written, and in this case...
But Darcy's on the CD, great player. I've got really good players, Ed Roth, great Jude Johnson, and, my God, Sue Leonard from Katie Lang sing on So Close.
Amazing voices. All right, this is So Close. This is Kyle Pacey, and this is barbershoppodcast.com.
Got a message for a girl, 18, said she won't take my call. Been sitting here crashing, world got me down, her and me, ecstasy. When you find the right one, just a breath away, it's hard not to be enthused. Gotta stay in the mood, figure out what to do. Should heartbreak claim you? So close, so close. There's a saying that fits my situation all too well. There's a saying that fits my situation all too well. There's a saying that fits my situation all too well. There's a saying that fits my situation all too well. You say close. Oh, you're so close. You're so close. Close but no cigar. Close but no cigar. My situation all too well. There's a saying that fits my situation all too well. There's a saying that fits my situation all too well. There's a saying that fits my situation all too well. She said close. Oh, you're so close. You're so close. Close but no cigar. Close but no cigar.
the title track off of the latest CD from Kyle Pacey. He is playing some new tunes in the studio tonight, which you will hear on his upcoming CD. Life in music. There's ups and downs in this business. Were there times where you put it down for extended period? You sat down for a number of years?
Yes, I put it down. I didn't play for a while.
Yeah.
Don't know why
we never say you quit. We always just say you put it down.
I put
You
it down for a while. I put it down for a while. The beer bottle got the best of me.
Yeah, you said that as and we've seen this time and time again. It is a lifestyle that lends itself to the bottle or the pipe excess, and you went that road and you lived it, and you lived to tell about it. So, touch on that a bit for us.
Best day of my life was, one of the best days, Kevin, was Christmas Eve, 1994. At 10:27 p.m., I finished my last beer, watching White Christmas by myself, and I just got mellowed out, and then I said to myself, that's it, I quit, and that was the time I finally managed to do it.
And it was just accumulation. And able to do it without an actual breaking traumatic moment. It was just an absolute, I have to do this.
I quit because it cost me so much.
Yeah.
It cost me relationships. It cost me I'm not trying to sound corny, but it cost me my sanity.
Yeah.
Because I'm not a good drinker. So I've been sober now, 23 years now, and it's the best thing I ever did. I mean, when I first quit, I went, to the church around the corner from Wellington Street. 6 months, you got a little green ruby, your
ribbon or your medal.
Yeah, I went for about a year, and then I just didn't need to go anymore. And I'm looking back, going 1994, 2001. Wow.
Yeah.
It's the best thing I ever did because I get to write songs and play music again. I'm not that, and that's all I do. And I've never, that's all I know. I don't know anything else.
Yeah, it's certainly something that you don't choose. They say it chooses you, that life, the music, and pursuing it, good on you, that you picked it up again and you've been able to surround yourself with
a good friend of mine just passed on, Harry Waller. I used to play with Harry Waller, the orchestra leader. He just passed on. A lot of people. I've been lucky enough, I read music, I studied music and that, so I had a lot of jobs where you just wear a tuxedo, put the music in front, read, okay. So I've lucked out that way too, but, it's... To make a long story short, I have to tell you this. It was a point in my life I just said to the creator, Kevin, I just said, please let me play C, F, and G7 again. Yeah. The 1, 4, 5, 7 you learn when you first pick up the guitar. Just like, and I said, thank you. Yeah. So it came back.
And it's a good thing that it did. We're going to get you to play another live song for us.
Sure.
Now, if you want to get ready, I will give a shout out to our great champions of the financial resources, knowledge, and those are our pals over at Taxes Done Right. Go give Heather a call at Taxes Done Right, 905-529-8439. Tax season may be over, but you can still file. If you haven't, then get around to it. There's no reason not to. You are entitled. You have things coming to you, and it doesn't matter who you are. If you have a business, they will take care of you at Taxes Done Right. I'm more than happy to do your books for you. Ask them about their prices. They are certainly reasonable. All right, we've got Kyle Pacey in the house, and he's going to do another live one for us. What are you going to do for us now, brother?
The vocal last? Okay.
What's this one called?
This is called Brave New World.
Oh, I love new songs.
Now, I got to tell you, I don't have a name for the new CD. I was going to call my new, I got to say this, and don't get mad at me, Cheryl. I was going to call my new CD Percival, because I lost a baby little parrot, Parrotlet, passed on 1.5 years ago. I know, a man my age. I miss my little parrot, and I may call the album Percival from Sir Percival. What? I don't know. Anyways, I tend to ramble. Can I tell you? This song's called Brave New World. This goes out to Alex Huxley. The Doors of Perception, man. That's how the Doors got their name, by the way, kids.
All right. Right here, right now on barbershoppodcast.com.
1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Such a crazy world today. No one cares anymore. Such a crazy world today. No one cares anymore. Take time, look around, what do you see? Injustice everywhere, no humanity. Chain out the lies that we've been told. To judge yourself now, shed the old. Cause we're heading to a place we don't want to be. No more hope, just misery. Say we're heading to a place we don't want to be. No more hope, just misery. Say we're heading to a place we don't want to be. No more hope, only misery in the brave new world. Yeah, yeah, in the brave new world. Yeah, yeah, in the brave new world. Go ahead to a place we don't want to be. No more hope, just misery. Say we're heading to a place we don't want to be. No more hope, just misery. Say we're heading to a place we don't want to be. No more hope, just misery. Such a crazy world today. No one cares anymore. Such a crazy world today. No one cares anymore. Take time, look around, what do you see? Injustice everywhere, no humanity. Chain out the lies that we've been told. To judge yourself, share the old in the brave new world. Yeah, yeah, in the brave new world. Yeah, yeah, in the brave new world. Uh-huh.
The sweet sounds of Kyle Pacey here at Barbershop Podcast, along with Gord Hall, and they are playing what is to be on a soon-to-be released, presently unnamed record. Those are the best, and that is why when you hear this, and then in the future you will purchase the new CD and you can compare it, see how it developed, how it moved along to the point where you get into the studio, because the studio can be a really, bullshit traumatic experience, or it can be really rewarding depending on, I guess, your preparation and your mental health at the point of going in. Yeah, it's one of those things. It's like a little photoshopped high school grad picture in one, but it's forever. It's permanent.
Gotta tell you, Kevin, when you look inside, all the info it has a picture of me in 1972 going with my manager, Bob Ardell, who also started the band Crowbar. And he passed on, but the inside photo is me in 72 standing at the edge of the Grand Canyon on the way to Hollywood to be a rock
Everyone
star.
looked the same in 1972.
That's 1972.
It's like everyone had that same dirty haircut.
Standing at the edge of the Grand Canyon. He's saying, Kyle, go close to the edge. I go, I don't want to go close to the edge, Bob.
Oh, everything's backwards. There we go. With those big sideburns.
Yep.
Oh, those Johnnies. We called them Johnnies because of Ant Whistle. It didn't matter if it was popular or not. Johnny always had Johnnies.
Are you old enough to know about a place called The Grange?
Yes. In Texas?
No, The Grange in Hamilton.
Oh, in Hamilton. No, it was past my time. I didn't come here till 1982.
Okay.
I'm a transplant, but I've been here ever since.
I got to tell you about that picture.
Yes.
If I could just go back to...
So talk about some of the magic places that don't exist anymore in Hamilton.
Sure. The Grange is one of the places. It's a CIBC building, downtown King and James.
Okay.
Just right there. In fact, there's two bands in the history of, that had house gigs at the Grange. Ronnie Hawkins became the Hawks, the band. They had a house gig at the Grange. And my band, the Kyle Pacey Trio, had a house gig at the Grange back in 72. But they had one there a lot longer than I did.
Yeah.
I was there for about 3 or 4 months. It's funny because it was in 72, they were finishing Jackson Square. They were just, putting the beams on top, right?
Did you think it was a good thing at the time? You thought, oh, it's going to bring some new stuff down here, or did you know it was going to kind of be the death knell of these great taverns? Because except that we were talking, they knocked down the Balmoral, they knocked down the Derby, except for I think that we got the Gladstone and the Carlton, and that's about it for old school taverns in this town anymore. I don't know if there's any others.
I don't think there is. I can remember certain places, like a place called Patty Green's.
Yeah.
And
the Dines was always rocking.
The Dines, yeah. Oh my God. And a place I used to play with Jim Scarrett from Scarrett Promotions.
Yep.
In the summer of '69, was in a great band called Vetus. Then I moved to Toronto. I was in a band called Young, and we had a minor hit record out called "Going to the Country and Grape Farm," and like a 9-piece horn band, and then it's.
More they change, the more they stay the same.
Yeah.
I guess, you put out something that is real, and especially when you have something like horns on. As soon as I heard Darcy, on blast on that, it's like, oh my God.
You'll hear Darcy on the song "The Comeback." I had trombone, but you'll hear Darcy and all the sax were going to come back.
Wonderful. Well, that's where we're going to play the, not yet, we're playing the next one is Divine. And
this has, if I may say who's on this, there's Kevin Christoph on bass. Kevin plays bass on most of the material, except for, oh my God, except for 2 songs, So Close and World on Fire. That's Neil Nikifor. But the song we're going to hear now, Divine, is Mike Slosky on drums, Kevin on bass, and myself on guitar with effects, and...
is this an easy song to write, or is this one that you had to struggle
This was
through?
one of the easiest things I wrote, except for the middle part. It came a year later. But this reminds me of Hall & Oates. That's all I got. I don't know why, especially the bridge part, the White Philadelphia Soul.
Nice.
This is called Divine. It's about a girl.
It's about a girl.
I write about women. I write about a lot of metaphysics and a lot about the world situations.
Yep.
Because, things are kind of goofy.
Yep.
If I may say.
No, I'm with you 100%.
And I'm really angry, but in my I'm going, okay, gee whiz, what are you going to do?
What are you going to do?
I'm going to write about it, and that's what I do, Kevin.
All right, this is what we do right here on barbershoppodcast.com.
There's something about you, girl, that I can't explain. Why can't you see what you do to me? You've made life ecstasy. Just being with you is enough for me. It was meant to be. Yeah, there's something about you, girl. It was meant to be. You're the one for me. I wouldn't lie to you. I'm on fire for you. 'Cause I love you, girl. Said I wouldn't lie to you. I would die for you. 'Cause you're divine, girl, all the time. Divine, girl, everything's fine. Divine girl, say you'll be mine. Divine girl, oh, oh. Well, well. me, 'cause you're divine, girl, all of the time. Divine, girl, everything's fine. Divine, girl, say you'll be mine. Divine, girl, oh, oh. Divine, girl, all of the time. Divine, girl, everything's fine.
That's divine. Kyle Pacey, So Close is the CD. As we said, you can get it around town or you can get it on his website. Do it. Look for kylepacey.com. KYLEPACEY. He's in our studio tonight with Gord Hall. They are singing. They are playing. And we're having a good time talking about his career. Long storied career in this town with music, the stuff he's done and the stuff he's doing. He's about to do another live one for us right now. What do you got cooking for us?
This is called There's No Other Way. It's about the state of chaos that we're in right now.
State of chaos.
But things I see today, it scares me.
There we go.
And if I could, I'd like to give this to Al Jarreau, but he just passed.
Just passed.
This is for you, Al Jarreau.
One of the greats.
Yes, yes.
Truly one of the greats.
Yes.
As a kid, I remember he was on Sesame Street and he was just approachable, right off the bat.
In LA, in Laguna Beach. I lived in California. I was taught music. That's where I first heard of Al Jarreau back in '75. The guy was a genius. Then he did the moonlighting, for Sybil Shepherd and Bruce Willis.
Yeah. Wonderful.
If he was here, I'd have him do this. I would.
Well, you get to hear it from us. You get to hear it from Kyle Pacey right here, right now on barbershoppodcast.com.
Scares me, things I see today. Oh, scare me, what come and can't say. Oh, scare me, what we gonna do. Oh, scare me, hope a time in through. Well, what in the world going on? How can we right the wrong? What in the world going on? What in the world going on? Going on. Was a time I thought we had it made. Looks like the dream's about to fade. Learn to give yourself some respect. Let go fear, let go regret. Holding on, hanging on. There's no other way. Holding on, right the wrong. Hope come the day, yeah. Saying scare me, what we're gonna do. Oh, scare me, hope a time in through. Wow, what in the world going on? How can we right the wrong? What in the world is going on? What in the world going on? Going on. There's no other way. There's no other way. There's no other way. There's no other way.
Kyle Pacey is hitting it out of the park tonight on Barbershop Podcast, where we try our best every week to bring it to you. A little different flavor, a little different insight, a little different story, a little different of this, a little different of that. Shake it up. Barbershop Podcast. If you're watching it, share it. If you're sharing it, share it again. Tell the people about the good things on Barbershop Podcast. So much good music, so many good people. Get the word out. That's how we spread the love. That's how we spread the joy. And live original music is a joy worthy of being spread. We rise and fall by, our arts and how gently we hold each other in kind of the worst times. Music has suffered, I think, of all the arts, because most recently it was the one probably so easily commercialized. Well, the other arts still struggle in their traditional way to be monetized. There was, for a fleeting moment, money in music, and then it was pulled away so quickly.
Definitely.
But it was never the motivating thing, right? Anyone who thinks that people stay in music for more than 10 seconds because of money, they're wrong. Yeah, but if someone can make $1, good on them. If there's a good show to go out to, you got to spend $1, do so. Make it a night. What were some of the great epic performances that you remember in your life?
Myself playing?
Yeah, or playing, or even just being a spectator, and when somebody opened your eyes.
I've had a few good lucky run-ins. I was the first. I opened it for Duke Ellington back in Hamilton Place in '74. It's on the paper. There's something, Kevin, that says musicians that played first. Evidently, I'm the first local musician to play Hamilton Place with my own band. Nice. That was Wednesday, June 12th, '74. I didn't play with Duke Ellington because he passed on a week before, so his son Mercer Ellington took over the band. So it was a Mercer, Duke Ellington band, and my trio opened up for them. And also, I used to open up for Lighthouse. Yep. I used to work for Lighthouse, doing it as a single in the Hamilton area, in Toronto area, through Barber, that guy that formed, he started Crowbar.
You're right.
He handled two bands, Crowbar and me. Well, it was a long story, but, and also, a few other things that have really been good for me was when I played the Amphitheater in Toronto, most of the Amphitheater, with John Goro,
Yeah.
And
an audience worthy of where you were, they were ready for what you were doing.
Yes, and I'm going to say one of the nicest places I've ever played, and I'm playing there again if I may plug it, October 13th, Friday, the Corktown.
Yeah, Jimmy's done a wonderful job over there. What a great club.
We were there on February the 11th of this year. Went great, and I'm back there on the 13th of October, which is a Friday. I know it's the Art Crawl. I know it's the Port
Doesn't
Dover,
matter. Go out to the Corktown. Check this show out. It'll be well worth it.
But Friday, October 13th, the Kyle Pacey Band, we're at the Corktown. And if I may say, I'm also playing August 2nd, Gore Park from 12 noon till 2, Wednesday, August 2nd with my band. And there's a few other things I'm doing on Concession Street, but another highlight, if I may say, when I was with a band called the Magic Bubble, who is Rita Shirelli. Mm-hmm. It's a long story. It's Rita Shirelli's, Frank Rondell's sister, Frank Shirelli from the Magic Bubble. And our roadie was Graham Greene. The famous
actor.
Yeah, he's our roadie. And also another thing in my life was I was in a band called Mocha in '75, and we were called Mocha because we were white guys with a black girl singer. Yeah. And it was Arlene Duncan, who's the girl on Little Mosque on the Prairie. Yeah. So, I was going like this, and that was good. And one of the things that was a sad, bittersweet thing was when Terry Kath, the guitarist for Chicago, I'm sorry, I haven't finished my one story. Buddy Rich, the jazz drummer.
Yes.
When I was with the Magic Bubble, I had a chance to play with him back in '73 when he played Confederation Park in his big band. But I just got married, so I turned it down. But then when Terry Kath passed on, he was an accident. I couldn't make this up. He passed on January 30th, which was my birthday. He said, "It's a gun, it's not loaded." And it was an accident. So Bob Ardell, my manager, was going to get me in to Chicago. But I got beat up by this guy named Donnie Dacus, who got into Chicago. I didn't go back.
Is that where Close to No Cigar came?
Yeah, you know what? I've been very close a few times.
Yeah.
I've been very close.
Life is crazy like that.
I've been in Hollywood. I could tell you my ex-uncles, Martin Ritt, sounded the Great White Hope, Pete and Tilly. I married into California. I married into Hollywood.
Royalty, yeah.
And then I came back to from Hollywood back to Hamilton.
Yeah.
I did that, and my final really good thing was when Terry Kath, unfortunately, took his life. I had a chance to audition for Chicago, but I just gotten back, and back from the States. My dad just passed on, and I just didn't do it.
Wasn't in the numbers.
Because I was only 25. I figured, I got the whole life ahead of me.
Yeah.
Because when you're 25, you...
And it'd been rolling pretty good for you up to that point in time. And still is. You know, this is a testimony. This is great. The next one's going to be great. Get yourself a piece of it. We're going to be playing Things to Come. And again, the titling on this record, there's a lot of positivity. There's a lot of foreshadowing of hope and good things.
Now, I would have loved to give this song to... Who's that lady just passed on? Oh, my God. Very good singer. You know the one. I mean, from Britain? Amy Winehouse.
Yeah.
I would have loved for her to sing this one.
Well, I'm sure it's soaked with goodness. You know, and by that, you're going to feel it. You're going to hear it first, right here. Things to Come on BarbershopPodcast.com.
These are the best of times. These are the worst of times. Ooh, the shape of things to come. We conquer and divide. Oh, when worlds collide. Ooh, the shape of things to come. Ooh, the shape of things to come. Yeah, yeah. How long will we last? Futures come fast. Ooh, no, the shape of things to come. We conquer and divide. Oh, when worlds collide. Say, ooh, no, the shape of things to come. Ooh, no, the shape of things to come. What's coming now? No one knows. Just let love flow. What's coming now? You can't be sure. You're the light shine on. Shape of things to come. Yeah. Shape of things to come. What's coming, shit, now no one knows. Just let love flow. What's coming now, you can't be sure. You're the light shine on. Shape of things to come. Yeah. Shape of things to come. These are the best of times. These are the worst of times. Say, who knows the shape of things to come? How long will we last? Futures come fast. Say, who knows the shape of things to come? Say, who knows the shape of things to come? What's coming? Say, now no one knows. Just let love flow. What's coming now? You can't be sure. You're the light shine on. Shape of things to come. Yeah. Shape of things to come. Shape of things to come. Shape of things to come. Yeah. Shape of things to come.
That's Things to Come. That is a track that you can get off of the So Close CD from Kyle Pacey. You can find that at the finer places around town, of course, over see Scotty over at Revolution Records, 166 Ottawa Street, an acoustic room right there at James, 144 James South, and the Flow Lifestyle Boutique up on Concession, 598 Picks and Sticks, over on Locke Street, 140. Your friend Jamie fix you up over there with the very best. Has got a lot of good local music over there. Shop local. Support the people in your community. Support the people in your community.
You can also get it on my website or whatever.
Your website or whatever. It's true, on the interweb thing. But there's nothing like the real thing, which is what we do, which is what we're going to do now. What are you going to play for us next, brother?
I'm Here For You.
I like that.
I'm Here For You.
But what are you going to play for us?
Well, I'm going to play that too. The song's called Here For You. This is not about woman or politics. This is about spirit.
I love it.
I'd have to be one. Not woman, it's politics. It's about the spirit.
Yeah, and then the spirit is where it's at.
I hope the spirit moves you.
It does, right
Dude,
here.
I'm walking into this, man. I can't help it. I'm sorry.
BarbershopPodcast.com.
I'm here for you. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
What's your pleasure? What tempts you? These things you treasure, they take the life from you. But I'm here for you. I'm here for you. No matter what you do, I'm here for you. Gray skies are blue. I'm here for you. Blame comes easy. This burden, your fear. Look in and upward, away appears, and I'm here for you. I'm here for you. No matter what you do, I'm here for you. Gray skies are blue. I'm here for you. People, come on, find a way. Be here now, love again. People, come on, find a way. Be here now, love again. People, come on, find a way. Be here now, love again. People, come on, find a way. Be here now, love again.
You know it. Kyle Pacey here. He is testifying
Oh, boy.
Yeah, to the very words that we love to hear, that we share every week on Barbershop Podcast, playing tunes from the heart, playing tunes from a record that you can get for yourself. You can have that. You can keep it in your car. You can play it at home. It is good. It is real. There is stacks of real live original music out there. Get some. There's nothing like it. It's like real home cooking. You won't go back to the factory crap after you get the good stuff. And the last one we're going to play off this one tonight is The Comeback. Probably the story of your life.
Yes, sir, it is. This has Darcy Hebner. And it's, if I can just say one thing, I'm going back to 1979. I wrote a song called You're Loving Right, and it was recorded at Daniel Langlois, Grand Avenue. You know, before he got real famous, we used to work together, me and Lang, you know, it's a long story. But anyways, we recorded a song back then. So it's been decades for Darcy. Now Darcy's back in my life. It's a good thing. There's some great players. Ed Roth is on keyboards. He used to have a TV show called Live It Up.
Yeah.
Back in the 70s. He also plays keyboards on there. But this song called The Comeback could be addressed to my life, I guess. It's kind of about a girl, but it's funky. It's funky.
They all are. Right here, a little slice of
Thanks
heaven.
very much, Kevin.
No, some Kyle Pacey. And this is The Comeback on barbershoppodcast.com.
What can you say? What can you do when love comes back to you? What tears you apart can mend your heart. Says I love you, I'll be true. Girl, I love you, true blue. I've made a brighter day. They say you're back to stay. Well, girl, it's the comeback long overdue. I want to tell you, babe, I'll play the kingdom you will. The comeback, well, the comeback, well, the comeback long overdue. I want to tell you, babe, I'll play the kingdom you will. The comeback, well, the comeback, yeah. Say you're about to stay. Well, girls, you come back long overdue. I want to tell you, babe, I'll be the kingdom you rule. But come back, girl, well, come back. Well, come back long overdue. I want to tell you, babe, I'll be the kingdom you rule. But come back, well, give a come back. Well, come back long overdue. I want to tell you, babe, I'll be the kingdom you rule. But come back. Come back, well, come back, long with you. I want to take, babe, I'll be the kingdom you rule. But come back, well, come back, yeah, but come back.
Oh, you gotta love it. You gotta love it. You gotta love Kyle Pacey. You gotta love Barbershop Podcast. You gotta love every week. We got something new. We got something fantastic. Thanks to Gary Greenland and Ryan Cannon. You get to hear it out far corners of the world, right here from Hamilton, Ontario. Guys, thanks so much for coming out.
Thank you very much.
Right on.
Oh, man, my pleasure.
Thank you, sir.
My
Thanks, Kevin.
pleasure. See you next week, guys, on barbershoppodcast.com.